questions I get a lot as an indie author is how do I find the time to write? And it has definitely been a struggle, but I think I have found the formula to make it work for me. So, hi, I'm Jennifer Gregson. I am a young adult indie author who is currently working on her first series, an urban fantasy set in New York, that I'm super excited about. I also have a day job, so I am a virtual assistant. I work from home, which is helpful. And I have a husband and a teenager, and they are also mostly home because my son is in an online private school and my husband works from home as well. So, how do I balance everything so that I make sure I have time to write? So, I have a couple secret sauces, as I like to say. The first one is I use a planner system. I have a calendar, I use Google Calendar, and I actually have a paper planner because I love stickers. And so, with those two systems, I set up my week. I do it weekly. And I have two co writing sessions, which is my second secret sauce, every week, Thursday and Friday. So I tend to just need to pick one more day. I like to do 3 days of writing a week. Some weeks I do four, but my average is 3 a week. So I just have to schedule in one more session. I usually either do it Monday or Tuesday, depending on the week. My son currently, in his current schedule, does not have classes on Monday. So Monday actually works out really well. So that's tends to be the day I put it on the calendar, but you just never know. So first I start with that weekly overview. I plan out my week and adding in the second secret sauce, which is accountability groups. So I am in a writing group. We meet on Fridays for 90 minutes. We talk for about 30 minutes and then we write for an hour. And then my other co-writing session is with just a writer friend. We decided that we needed more accountability, so we meet on Thursdays together. And I will tell you, I get so much done in that hour. We both check in with each other at the beginning, tell each other what we're working on, go through any problems. We maybe talk 10 minutes, and then we spend 50 minutes writing. And just as an example, I'm filming today right after one of our sessions, and I wrote 2,100 words in 50 minutes. Like, it's magic. Working with people, being on at the same time as other people writing is magic for me. I don't know why. So that's sort of my 1-2 punch. But the third thing is to stay flexible. So if somebody comes up sick and I can't write at my normal time, or a meeting pops up with one of my day job VA clients, I have to be able to move some stuff around. Now, the two sessions with my writer friend and my writing group, I don't miss those very often. Sometimes we have to move things around. Sometimes I don't get to go to the Friday session. It's rare. It's really, really rare. But that does happen. But like the Monday or Tuesday, I try to stay flexible. I try to think about, I like to normally do it right after my lunch hour before I jump back into day job work. But if a big project is due, that sort of takes priority. And then I work with my husband and my son to say, hey, I'm going to write for an hour tonight after dinner. And that's okay because I don't do that very often. I don't take family time away often. I very rarely write on the weekends except when I'm on deadline. So right before Christmas, my first book was due with my editor for developmental edits, and I was on a tiny bit of a crunch. I was doing okay. And I did take some weekends to take maybe a half an hour to an hour to get in some extra editing time. Editing takes me a little bit longer than drafting does. So I did do that every once in a while, knowing that Christmas was coming up and I was taking a full week for family time. So it's all about the balance. And that is really key. So I think those three things are important. You have to schedule the time, you have to make the time, make the commitment while staying flexible, and having accountability with other people is top. So if you are a writer and you're like, I don't have that accountability, use me. Write down in the comments below and let me know how I can help you, because I don't do the tarot book coach anymore, but man, I do sometimes miss helping writers out. So let me know how I can support you and I'll do it. But yeah, those are the things that help me balance my writing and make sure that I stay on track. I think the other thing that is helpful and wasn't really on my list, but definitely needs to be said, is I have goals. I make yearly big range goals. Like, I know I want to get book one of this urban fantasy series published sometime this fall. And while that is with my editor right now and I'm waiting for her notes, I am getting book two drafted because I have a dream, a wish, a goal to get all five books published in the next 5 years. So a book a year. If I can get faster, I will. But with a day job and a teenager who's going into high school in the fall, it's going to be a little tricky, and I got to do what I can do. Stay flexible, right? That's my mantra. That's my mantra. Stay flexible, but stay committed. And so I look at my goals every month. I look at my goals every week, and pretty much every day I'm kind of like, well, what can I do this today to move me forward on the goal of getting this next book out, to getting this series out, to connecting with my audience, to connecting with readers, to connecting with other authors, all the things I love while staying true to my VA clients who I also love. So that's how I balance. That's really it. That is how I make sure that words get put on paper every week. And it's how I keep putting out books and how I'm getting a little bit faster, a little bit better, a little bit, hopefully, better and faster every time. And that every book is just the littlest bit better and the littlest bit better so that I can put out products that I love and that you love. So if you're looking for my books, you can find those in the comments below. If you're excited to hear more about my urban fantasy novel series, then you can subscribe to my newsletter also down below. And you'll get weekly updates and all the things. And I'm actually starting to share my prequel story that is going to be available to everybody, but I'm giving a little sneak peek to my newsletter list. So if you want to join, you'll get in on that. And that's exciting. It kind of gives a little background to the urban fantasy girls. So, and then come back here every Friday for new indie author videos. Next week, I will be talking about the tools, both analog and digital, and how I make everything work together to keep me moving forward in my writer journey. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week.